Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, I recently got into trouble with my wife because I had my 600th video celebration, which is quite a milestone, I have to say. But I got told off by her, not only because she thought it was an excuse to quaff some champagne, to be honest. But she also told me off about the length of the video, which was my longest ever by miles. 2 hours, 22 minutes and 22 seconds. She said, you need to make some shorter videos. So, to keep her happy, I'm going to do just that. Now today we've got another new kit from ICM in the Ukraine, our buddies over in Kiev. And we have got some interesting figures for a change, something different. And it's the US helicopter pilots, basically from the Vietnam era. And it actually depicts them, as you can see, these are obviously at 35th scale. And it depicts them in this particular scenario in the artwork, which you mustn't be too led by, but they can just be general helicopter pilots, but it is actually the Tara, the Sky Crane, Sikorsky Sky Crane, in the actual illustration behind them, if you could just make that out. But it doesn't have to be used for sky cranes, it has to be said. So, I'm going to make this a brief one. I'm not going to have any alcohol clouding my judgment. And we're going to have a nice quick vid. So, we have got, this is the latest model. And this has arrived in my hands literally a couple of hours ago from Kiev. And it's kit number 53101. Now, I've mentioned before, I haven't actually seen any ICM 35th scale figures until now. I've dealt with their 48 scale ones. I really like them. I've got several different sets. Mainly the Luftwaffe ones, I think it is. Just trying to figure it out. Yes, and the FW190 and no, actually the FW190 ones are actually Tamiya. It's the BF109 G6 and associated figures. You know. Anyway, let's have a look at this then. So this shouldn't take too long because I think there's only 4 figures. So here you can see nice variety of poses. You've got one chap climbing into the helicopter, one chap holding his helmet, another one just standing with his hands behind his back, another one's got his hands down at the side. So then, let us have a look what we have got, he says. I'm not sure what I've done with my knife. It seems to have vanished. I might have to just brutalise this with the old snippers. Not ideal. I'll put the old craft knife. And ICM do tend to use quite a bit of tape on these, so this might take me a moment or two. Different technique is required. By the way, somebody, well, a couple of people have said this actually, but I don't know if it was I can't remember his name now. One of the regulars, and I don't want to say his name because I don't want to mix it with somebody else and say the wrong thing, but we have had some comment about these ICM kits. Doesn't want to go, does it? Struggling a bit here, folks. Hold on a second. Technical problems. Intermission, and we have sorted out our technical stuff. Whoops. It's going. Yeah, there we go. Somebody was saying that they really liked the way I was doing these, in as much as that I was not changing my approach, because everybody knows, because I've told you, that I am not paying for these kits. I'm getting these donated basically by ICM, and then I'm donating them on. But the comment that I quite liked was somebody recognised, he said, I can see you're not being influenced by that, you're still doing it the same way. And you know, I did find some criticisms, very small ones. There were some instructional issues that I pointed out to ICM on their, I think it was the German staff car. But we got around that because, as they pointed out to me, rather cleverly. Oh gosh, I had to hack at that a little bit. Let's get the craft knife back. Where have I put it? Is that it? Are we in? We're in. This is going to be fun. Doesn't want to know. This could take an hour. Oh no, I think I've got it. Right, we're in. There we go. Okay, that was a relief. Yeah, there was some issues, but ICM very cleverly said, well, actually, we've got those. You've seen these short videos I've shot probably, where they have cleverly gone and done these animated instructions showing how some of these kits, not all of them, but how some of the new ones go together. brilliant idea, very, very innovative, very clever. But the point being that I'm not avoiding criticising anything I think isn't 100%. I will still say it, being no doubt about it at all. Anyway, so we've got 3 sprues in one bag, and this should be nice and straightforward, shouldn't it? So let's zoom you in. And as I say, if they're anything like their other figures, these are going to be absolutely fantastic. Olive green is the paint you need. The acrylic paint 1068. Put that back in there. And these instructions should be very rudimentary indeed. So yes, it's fairly straightforward. So you have got showing the sprue trees. It actually shows. Oh yeah, okay. It's saying there are 2 of sprue B. That's what threw me. So there's actually 2 different designs, and sprue B there are 2 lots of. As I mentioned, 3023 is this paint set you need, and then really it's just okay. We don't have the most advanced instructions in terms of design here. It just basically is very minimalistic. Tells you the colours which are in the red boxes, and then these are the part numbers here. So you just glue them together, really. So yeah, there's not a lot to say, is there, really? Let's have a look at the actual sprue. Let's see what we've got. I do like figures. I think that avoiding doing figures is a mistake. I know that they're not easy. Getting the faces right is always a bit of a pain. And I would say to people, I've said it before, don't worry about that. Just if you don't want to do the eyes, just leave them undone. Or just put a little bit of shadow in there or something. People won't notice it that much unless you're zooming in like I do. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. So let's have a good look at these. Now again, we've got some lovely details here. Look at that. Look at the hands. Can you see the fingers? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Got the chap's face here. Get a bit closer. Okay. Look at the camera's actually focusing in on his face because it recognises a face. It's quite clever. And over here we've got some more arms and legs. More faces. Again, beautifully figured hands, and it seems to be pretty much flash free. Got a little holstered pistol there. And we've got the legs here with all these pleats and folds and creases in the uniform, in the trousers. Got the torso there. I bet these go together really nicely because they always seem to do. They're really nice figures, ICM. Yeah, those are really nice. And again, over here we've got the guy with his sleeves rolled up this time. Very, very nice detailing on those fingers. Look at that. Isn't that nice? To the side. Yeah, it's a hand and a fist there. Oh yes, yes, yes. On the other side here we've got a guy with his arms straight down. And again, got the sleeves rolled up. There's the face. That's really nice. That's really nice. And then you've got in the middle, you've got all these little rather nicely detailed torsos with the tunic, with all the pockets and studs. The creasing again is really good. Turning round. Lovely figures there. And then you've got there the sprue that has got all their helmets on in different styles. Now they split the helmet. Not that keen on that as a design, to be honest. I would have really preferred them to be in one piece, to be honest. But anyway, ICM's fit is usually pretty good, so you're probably not going to have an issue. Just make sure there's no seam crease down the middle. And then obviously we have 2 of those, so pretty much the same twice. That really is it, I have to say. Now, people are probably going to wonder what this is retailing for. It's the one thing I didn't check. I think it's quite cheap. I think it's around about the £19 mark in the UK. £19–20 thereabouts. Yeah, the instructions are a bit rudimentary, but the plastic is lovely, really nice. And I say, from experience of building their figures, they are great. And they've become my favourites. Them, and they're right up there with Tamiya. Tamiya figures and these, not much between them at all. So, what am I going to give that as a rating then? It's nice to have crew to go with the helicopter. That's I really like the way they're doing that. You know, it supports the kit, helps you build a diorama, which again, you know, I know I've grumbled about this, pilots and lack of pilots. I'd really like to see them doing 48 scale pilots for aircraft sitting, so you can pose aircraft in flight. But this is really nice way of getting your chopper up and running. So where am I on this then? The instructions could have been a bit better actually. They're clear in terms of the visuals, but just a bit another page where they show the parts going together. And a video would have been cool, but I suppose they think it's not worth it. So okay, I mean you can work it out. The experienced model won't have any difficulty at all. But yeah, just could have been a little bit perhaps more helpful for the less experienced model. But nice graphics, lovely figuring, nice moulding, the fingers and everything, fantastic really. So I'm going to give that, I think I give that 9 out of 10. I think that's kind of fair really. And it's nice to have something, you know, that you can make your chopper into a proper diorama with. So there we go, 9 out of 10. Hope you'll give me 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up and like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, don't forget to ding the notification bell, and just maybe all of you just unding it and ding it again, because there's been quite a few complaining that they've not got notifications, even though I've gone on 24 hours before a premiere, and some people are not getting told. So it's very odd, to be honest. Some are, some aren't. So might be worth just prompting your own sort of page on YouTube, so it does do that for you. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope you thought it was a bit shorter this time. You know, people are not sort of moving through 2 different time zones or falling asleep, as I know has happened recently. Yeah, we'll try and keep them a little briefer, some of these reviews. And we've got 1 or 2 smaller kits, so they will be a bit quicker anyway. Hope you found it interesting. Thank you very much for taking the trouble to watch the video and for joining me. More soon, of course. In the meantime, thanks ever so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.